Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's UPSC's Best Answer Copy series, we are going to discuss UPSC 2023 topper, All India Rank 1, Aditya Srivastava's Ethics Answer Copy. In this particular video series, students, you will be learning what are the various techniques which has been creatively adopted by the toppers to fetch maximum marks in ethics paper. Additionally, you will also be learning how the toppers have made time management effectively inside the UPSC examination hall and what are the common mistakes which has been done by the toppers which we can avoid in our answer writing technique. All these will be discussed in the video series, students. So this is the ethics syllabus which has been given by UPSC, and today's discussion centers around citizens charter topic in our ethics syllabus. So let's go into the question which has been asked, dear students. The citizens charters initiative was a response to the quest for solving problems which a citizen encountered day in day out while dealing with the organization providing public services. But the introduction and implementation of citizen charters in the government of India has been difficult due to old bureaucratic setup and rigid attitudes of the workforce. So discuss the major obstacles that have been encountered in implementing the citizen charter initiative. So overall, in this particular question, students, it's a 10 marker, and we know very well we'll be given only a maximum of 2 pages to write our answer. Not only that, students, in this particular question, this has been presented in a very big format. But overall, if you look at the theme of the question, the main theme of the question centers around the discussion of obstacles in implementing citizens charter. In the first paragraph, first segment, we can say they are giving a brief introduction about what is citizens charter and what challenges it faces, but they are asking us to discuss further more deeply into that initiative. Okay, students, let's go into the answer writing technique of this particular question. So let's go into the introduction which has been presented by the topper. Citizens Charter is a commitment by the organization to the standard and quality of service delivery. So overall, he has written a very good introduction, students. Why I'm saying very good introduction is because it is very short and crisp and to the point. Usually, I'll be telling my students who is writing introduction, if you could write 2 to 3 lines introduction, that is a very ideal way. Maximum you can go for 4 lines, students. Okay, let's now focus on the conclusion here. This would help us to uphold responsive and good governance. So overall, he has listed various challenges and the solutions here. But in conclusion, he has written due to lack of time management and space management, he has written a very smaller conclusion, students, and this is not addressing the core initiative of the Citizens Charter. He has just said that the Citizen Charter will be helpful. It will be like it will uphold responsiveness and good governance. So it will not carry any extra mark for that. You would have linked it either with current affairs or in a better way with the theme of the question. Okay, let's now go into the body of the answer, students. So the body of the answer, he has presented it in two subheading format. First one, the major obstacles which has been asked directly in the question. And not only that, students, he has put out one more subheading for way forward. Why way forward, sir? Because here they have been asking another component, citizens charter, some big paragraph. Why the topper has not addressed questions like this might be coming to you, students, but you should understand what is the major theme of the question. Because in the first paragraph, they are only talking about the meaning of citizens charter and they are only telling some problems in that. That is why this topper has narrated his version of citizen charter definition to justify the first segment of the question. Now going into the second segment of the question, which he has taken as the major body of the particular answer here, he wanted to directly address what is the directive asked in the question. Here the directive as it is discussed, students, this is many of the UPSC students who are writing mains examination, they will be doing this mistake of not addressing the directives asked in the question. Whenever they are asking us a discuss question, the main thing what we have to do is we need to write before conclusion a way forward. This is mandatory, students, and this topper has done that by addressing the directive in a very beautiful manner in the body of the answer. That's why he has put out one more subheading as way ahead. Okay, let's now focus into the main body of the answer. It faces many obstacles. So what are the obstacles? Resistance to change. This has been given here only, students. If you look at it, old bureaucratic setup and rigid attitude, they have told. So he has written it in a different language. Resistant to change, the bureaucracy, and he is also quoting the second ARC report. This is very, very creative technique, students. Why I am telling is, in case of ethics syllabus, especially when you are reading the syllabus, the last two topics, especially the public or civil service values and ethics in public administration and probity in governance, we need to necessarily include second ARC reports in our answer to fetch maximum marks in the UPSC ethics paper. This is very creative technique adopted by Aditya Srivastava here to quote the relevant second ARC report to justify the stand of the answer. Second point, not in vernacular and not meant for the locals, and it lacks good governance. So he's telling that whatever the role of the organization, their duty to the people in service delivery, if it is given in vernacular language only, it will be helpful. If it is not in vernacular language, it will create problem only. And lack of public participation is talking about top-down model. Reason being that government officers themselves are involved in designing whatever the rules and regulations, but they should involve the especially bottom-up model. Citizens in particularly their governance model means they will be aware of that. Then he is telling lack of transparency about internal mechanisms to uphold the charter and no legal backing, so there is no accountability. So overall, he has written 6 points, students. Sixth point being information needed to hold the officers accountable, which are not in their public domain. So he has written overall a very good answer writing in a point-wise manner by highlighted the major keywords. So for the first half of the question, you will be getting half a mark for each of the points. So you will be getting 3 marks, students. Let's now go to the second component, way ahead. So he has put a case study in a box column. Mayurbhanj Charter, window of hope, is a case in point for responsiveness. This is again a creative technique adopted by the topper in way forward or way ahead, is suggesting this as a solution that other particular departments in our country also should implement charter like this. Like this writing case study approach is going to be very, very unique technique in the answer writing. For this, we will be easily fetching half a mark, students. Let's now go into the way ahead component. Adopting several term model. Again, he is quoting the second ARC report. So for quoting the second ARC report, this topper will be getting additional half a mark, students. He has quoted it in two places. So easily you will be getting half a mark for quoting this second ARC report compared to other competitors. Agile approach, that is change the charter based on feedback. Right based approach and revive the 2011 lapsed bill for citizens charter. Provide local auditors for capacity building. More transparency, that should have punishment mechanism for violation. So that we should learn from RTI section 20. So overall, again, he has given a solution for whatever obstacles he has listed here, and 5 points he have written. So you'll be getting 2.5 marks each point, half a mark, students. So overall, if you look at this particular answer writing technique, for the introduction, this topper has got 1 mark. For the first part of the body of the answer, 3 marks, so 4 marks. And for the second half of the component, he got 2.5 marks, so 6.5 marks, and half of mark for a creative writing technique. So overall, he has got 7.5 marks, students, out of 10 marker question. And I would be saying this is going to be one of the highest which we can fetch in the real UPSC mains examination as well. Why I am saying is this particular topper has almost written for a 10 marker question. If you count the total number of points, he has written 11 points. So any evaluator who is evaluating Aditya Srivastava's answer copy, they need to give minimum half a mark for the points. So he will be minimum getting 5 marks to 5.5 marks. Addition to that, he has included creative techniques like case study, second ARC report. For that, he will be getting another 1 mark extra. So anyone who is evaluating his copy, he will be minimum getting 6 marks for the body of the answer itself. Then he has written introduction and conclusion as well to justify. And not only that, students, he has addressed the directive of the question in a very beautiful manner, which many of the UPSC aspirants will be easily missing in the examination hall. So the takeaway from Aditya Srivastava is address the directive of the question. First thing. Second thing, try to include second ARC reports and case study in your answers to fetch maximum marks in the ethics paper. Why I am telling, look at his GS4 ethics marks in real exam. Out of 250 marks, he has got 143 marks, students. That is what I have been repeatedly telling in this best UPSC answer copy series of ethics paper evaluation. You really have the ability to score 142, 150 marks in the ethics paper out of 250 marks. Compared to others GS paper, only in ethics paper we have this much potential, students, and this comes with very less effort. What you should know, you should work on the content only for 1 week to 10 days. Maximum energy should be on writing the answer writing technique, how to present it, and what are the mistakes should be avoided, and try to get a feedback regularly to improve your marks in real exam, students. So this is the important learning point. So overall, some key points in today's video: structure of the answer, introduction, body, conclusion is always going to be crucial. Body of the answer, subheading is important. Subheading should also incorporate the directive asked in the question, like how Aditya Srivastava has included way ahead or way forward before conclusion. We should incorporate based on the directive. If the directive is discussed, we should necessarily write way forward in our answer. And point wise format is always very important. But what is very, very important is in some cases you can use hybrid approach also, a mix of point and paragraph. Usage of second ERC report, case study, diagrams, all these are creative techniques and examples from various walks of life can also be included to fetch maximum marks in the ethics paper. In addition to this, students, if you are writing ethics paper, try to incorporate these techniques. And if you have any further doubts, in the description, we have given our Telegram channel where you can join it and get your doubts clarified. Thank you, students.